This is our final day in Bordeaux. This morning we took a historical walking tour after going to the city center on the tram. And the key there, the highlight was to see St. Andre or St. Andrew's Cathedral. This afternoon we sail out of Bordeaux, so it'll be our first day on the water if you don't count the evening cruise last night during dinner. And we're headed to Bourg today, so I'm looking forward to the cruising this afternoon. So this bridge actually lifts to the top of those towers. And it looks like we're going to go right underneath it.
That boat in the middle of the river, I figured they're going to leave it there except for the reason. That was a German World War II boat that was stuck there. Leave it. I didn't think that. I don't think we quite were thinking the same. I mean, he was trying English and not English. I'm not going to understand it. He spoke American. But yeah, I think that's what he was saying. Yeah, that's just on the regular.
This is why I'm in France, sailing down the river, peaceful as can be. Good morning from Bourg, France. It is Tuesday, October the 18th, getting ready to go on an all-day tour of Surac, where we're going to a personal chateau, and we're going to tour Saint-Emilion today. As you can tell, it is foggy this morning.
Around the town, the basket was built in 1260. The wall was built in 1337. Maybe you heard about the 100 Years War he had with England. Actually here, I should say, the 100 Years War against the French. That was English Bastille.
We're in Libourne, where we saw the medieval gate, and then we toured the market. It's a French law, I think. You have to have French pastry. After touring Libourne this morning, we drove to Chateaux Highlights, where it was the most sensational day. We paid the optional tour to go to this chateau, and along the way we passed many vineyards.
Grand Cru Classé. You see the pickles? They are not done yet. Huh? You have two jobs when you pick. You have the person that carries the basket, and you have the person that cuts.
And then our host Jean-Paul gave us a tour of their vineyards.
We use 3 grape varieties. We don't use much Cabernet Sauvignon there. They use it in the Médoc on the left bank of Bordeaux. They make beautiful wines too. Yeah? But they
And then we went into the chateau. And then we had lunch where we had 6 different wines. I sat with my new friends John and Kim, who were nice enough to ask me to join them for dinner the other night, and then asked me to come along with them on the tour today. After what everyone agreed was just a fabulous day, we climbed back on the bus and drove to Saint-Emilion, where we took a walking tour. And I have to say, of all the tour guides I've had at Viking, Virginie, or Virginia, she has been really excellent. And she's French, but she lived in Boston for quite a while, and her storytelling and her personality were really special today.
A man called Emilion was living in Brittany, and in Brittany he was working for the lord of this beautiful chateau in Vannes, in the town of Vannes. And for this chateau he was the intendant, like the butler kind, but he was not sleeping overnight to the place. And he was in charge as well of the fire. And because he was in charge of the fire, he had the privilege to take some wood at his home. Okay? But he was a kind of Robin Hood as well. Stop messing on.
And now we're headed back to the boat. We should get there about 6 o'clock. I'm really glad we didn't decide to do the accepted tour, the one that was included, because they were supposed to sail today, but it was so foggy, the boat never moved. So you would have missed out on all of the great times that we had today. It's just been a great day, been one of the best days of any Viking tour, I have to say.